Hello everyone out there in tax land, Dan, the tax man here. Listen, taxes don't have to be hard. Here we take complex tax subjects and we make them easy because we want everyone to understand, to benefit, and to save money. And today I'm going to be giving an answer to a question I get frequently, and that is, how do I file my taxes? How do I stay compliant with taxes when I am working under someone else's social security number? If this applies to you, you are not going to want to miss this. So let me give you a scenario. We've got someone who lives in the United States, but they're not a citizen, and they're not a lawful permanent resident or green card holder. That person's in the United States, they got to eat, so they got to get a job. Only problem with that is that to legally work, to legally be an employee in the United States, you have to have a social security number, meaning you have to be a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident or green card holder. But hunger is a powerful motivator. So this person applies for a job, gets the job, and finds a way to supply a social security number that does not belong to him. Works for the year, and at the end of that year gets a W-2 form, and the question is, Dan the tax man, I've got this W-2, it's in a name and social security number that does not belong to me. What the heck am I supposed to do with it? And what you need to do, you might have guessed, you got to file a tax return. If you worked in the U.S., then you have a U.S. tax obligation, and the IRS expects you to file a return and pay any tax due. And even though that may not sound great, filing a U.S. tax return isn't all bad. First, if you file a return and that return shows a refund, then you're entitled to receive that refund, even if you're not a citizen or green card holder. Next, filing a return may make you eligible for some valuable U.S. tax credits, like the advanced child tax credit if you've got some U.S. citizen children that you're claiming on your tax return. Next, if being a U.S. citizen is one of your goals in the future, then doing things that citizens do, like filing tax returns and paying taxes, is going to make that process easier for you in the future. And next, I want to make sure everyone knows this, the IRS never shares any of the information on your return with immigration. If they did, then non-citizens would never file, and the IRS would lose a ton of money. So I want to make sure you know that even though you're filing a return, giving your name, your address, where you work, the IRS is never going to share, and that information is never going to be used against you for any immigration purposes. All right, so you've got your tax documents and you're ready to file your return. You are going to prepare that return under your actual, correct legal name, and you're going to include on that return any income from any tax documents that your employer has given you. So if I worked under someone else's social, I'm going to file a return under my name, no matter whose name that W-2 is in, but I'm going to include the income from that W-2 on my return. And if you don't have one already, when you file that first tax return, you're also going to need to apply for an Itin, or individual taxpayer identification number. The Itin is the number that goes in the place of the social security number if you don't qualify for a social security number because you're not a citizen or lawful permanent resident. To apply for an Itin, you fill out something called a Form W-7 that gets sent along with your return. On the Form W-7, you primarily need to enter information from identification documents. The most common one that taxpayers use is their passport. If you don't have a passport, you need to use 2 identification documents, and a full list of acceptable documents is available on the IRS website if you look up the instructions for Form W-7. When you're done, your signed return, signed W-7, and then your original identification documents like passports have to be sent to a special processing unit with the IRS. The IRS reviews the submission, they process your return, they issue you an Itin number, and then they return your original identification documents. Now, if you don't like the idea of sending your original identification documents like your passport to the IRS, you also have the option of visiting a certified acceptance agent who is specially licensed by the IRS to authenticate those documents and get them back to you right away. So there you have it. It's not too hard, right? Just take the income documents that your employer gives you, file a return in your own name, and apply for an Itin if you haven't already. And if you've got questions about Itins, or you want to make sure that your returns are being filed correctly and that you're getting all of the tax benefits that you deserve, give me and my team a call at Community Tax. Phone number 1-800-424-8332. O, si prefiere español, 888-523-6606. And hey, if you like the information in this video, then go ahead and give us a like and give us a subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the latest tax news and information. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dan, the tax man, tax professional with Community Tax, and I will see you next time.